Bakasura is quite literally trying to eat the entire map away within Smite games. Let's talk about it. Hello there everyone, it's me, Keltick, your Smite professor, here today to talk about the basics on how to play and build Bakasura in Smite. Now, usually I go on and I talk about abilities first, but I'm going to preface this video by saying that Bakasura is a hungry lad. His whole ability kit kind of revolves around the idea that he eats. His second ability devours a minion and stores it for later use. I will get more specific about that, but a big part of Bakasura's confusion comes from, what am I allowed to eat? So as I explain the abilities, I've actually got this clip playing, which is going to start now, that is just going to go and show what you can and can't eat. Okay, so now let's talk about Bakasura's abilities. Now, Bakasura's passive is a stacking buff. You're going to gain a stack every single time that you get the last hit on killing a minion, god, what have you. Now, each stack is going to give you 7% movement speed and 7% attack speed. Now, Bakasura's first ability is a leap. It moves him vertically. It gets you moving. Now, what's important about this leap is wherever you land, they're obviously going to take damage, but it's also going to debuff whoever you land on and make them take 10% more damage. Now, Bakasura's second ability is, of course, devouring something. You've been seeing what can be devoured this entire time. What's important here is, as Bakasura eats something, he is going to gain protections for a short period, and he's going to give himself a big old heal. Now, Bakasura's third ability is basically two different things. First, he gains passive physical power, which is just kind of stored and used passively. Now, when you activate this ability, each of Bakasura's auto attacks gain true damage, and at max rank, which is what you should be maxing first, by the way, on Bakasura, this third ability, it chunks. The reason our whole build identity and everything revolves around the idea that Bakasura is using auto attacks and he's using them often, and we want to proc Butcher Blades as much as possible. So yeah, it's a good ability, true damage on auto attacks, physical power, blah, blah, blah. Now, the ultimate is where things get kind of weird. He throws up, and he puts this toxic sludge pool on the ground. Now, enemies that are caught in this toxic sludge pool are crippled. It's super exciting. Now, further to this, as Bakasura ingests stuff throughout his farming adventures, he is going to store them in the passive meter. It's highlighted on your screen now. Whenever Bakasura throws up, everything that he has eaten is going to be regurgitated and thrown up alongside the toxic sludge pool, throwing out up to 6 minions that are now on your side. What is important to note is Bakasura can eat his own puke and then, have another minion proc for maybe a heal, what have you. Now, further to this, Bakasura's auto attacks get augmented for a little bit of time after he throws up. They become giant cone auto attacks. It's really awesome. The only other thing that I should really note here is Bakasura does gain some crowd control immunity frames when he throws up. So the most common thing to do is, if you know there's some crowd control coming, like say an Athena taunt, you can read the taunt by puking, and then you're not going to get taunted and the Athena is going to be locked in place. It's a good time. Now that we've talked about Bakasura's abilities and we know what Bakasura can eat, let's talk about a build for Bakasura. And what you're going to notice right away is I'm not building boots, and that's okay because we're getting enough movement speed out of the items that we're actually building. Now, notably, the two items I think Bakasura benefits the most from are going to be Golden Blade and, Hastened Katana. Two reasons. Golden Blade for jungle clear, and then Hastened Katana because whenever you puke and you get this early, you're going to be able to stick to people and really make them pay with Butcher Blades. Remember, puke, proc your 3, start going to town and crushing people with it. That's pretty much all Bakasura does. He hyper farms, he gets ahead, and he's really, really annoying. At higher levels of play, he doesn't see as much play because he's more of a pub stomp god, because with proper communication, you can kind of shut him down. But feel free to give him a shot. He is a hell of a farmer, and you can really be a nuisance. Now, that's all the time I have to talk about Bakasura. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to this channel. I am creating guides to make your Smite experience better. Otherwise, if you want to keep learning Smite with me right now, click that video on your screen. I'll see you there. Otherwise, have yourselves a casual day, and I will see you next time. Take care.